we'd like to clear up here tonight. There were some confusing events that transpired last night at night 2.
That's an understatement.
Mike, I'm going to hand the mic to you.
Thanks.
I asked Leonard Chikara if I could have a couple of minutes to come out here and offer an explanation for some stuff that went down yesterday. And then when I'm done, I'm going to ask for an explanation of my own. I also want to take this opportunity to apologize to our referee, Bryce Remsburg, because I certainly lost my cool yesterday at the end of the match. No offense, Bryce. About 2 months ago, after a show called Deuces Wild here, a group of the usual suspects and I got together in the back to go out and have dinner after the show, swap stories, talk about the matches, and all that usual business. Conspicuous by his absence was Tim Donst. One of the guys in the back had said to me that earlier in the night, Tim Donst got dropped on his head, and he left the building with Ultramantis Black and his cronies. Tim Donst is a friend of mine, one of my students, a guy I care about. So I got on my phone, I called him a couple of times, he did not pick up. And let me assure you, there are few people that appreciate the seriousness of head injuries like I do. I called him, no answer. I called him, no answer, but the next afternoon, he picked up. And he told me that he'd spend the night listening to Ultramantis Black try to persuade him that he belonged in the Neo-Solar Temple. And when Tim Donst said that, an unusual opportunity presented itself. Because at the end of 2007, on one of the episodes of our podcast, Ultramantis Black very flippantly remarked that he knew how it was that Chris Hero came to know the counter to the Chikara special. And he said it in such a way that maybe most people wouldn't remember it. But that thought plagued me since the night I heard it. Since the night those words came out of Ultramantis' mouth. So in that phone conversation, on that afternoon, Tim Donst and I hatched a little plan. Because if we were going to find out how it is that the counter to the Chikara special made it from our Technico session on a Tuesday night to Chris Hero, there was no one in a better place to figure it out than Tim Donst. The Chikara special, and I would wager to say the majority of the people in this room have probably not been in it. It's a hold of subtle nuance. And if you were put in it once or twice, maybe you could figure out how to put it on for yourself. But you would not know. You could not know the exact counter that I taught to my guys. You just couldn't. And at the sordid perils of everyday existence, I saw Chris Hero use that exact counter in this ring. And that's how I knew we had a traitor in our midst. So after 8 weeks of vegan treats and 80s face paint, Tim Donst my inside man, Tim Donst, heard the name that we'd been waiting to hear, and he made a beeline to ringside, and he put it in my ear. And when I heard it, I could not believe it. I did not want to believe what he was saying to me. And I looked across the ring, I looked at Shane Storm, and I knew it had to be true. I don't know why. But Shane Storm, it's time for you to face the music. So come on out here, because you owe me and half the boys in the back an explanation right now.
They just stopped up that door.
Yeah, he went that way.
Yeah, he did.
Shane Storm, can you hear my voice?
He left.
That explains everything.
Mike, I looked everywhere. I looked everywhere in the back. He's not here.
They're saying that he snuck out.
I didn't see him here all day, and I've been here. If he was here,
Oh, guys,
he wasn't in the back.
he went out that door.
If he took off, that's fine. because he lives 15 minutes from here.
Get him!
Too. Wow. He had his car keys in his pocket.
I don't know.